Hey everybody, what is up? It is Miss O'Neill here, and today is a good day to have a good day. We are on Unit 17, Week 1, Days 3 and 4 of our last Fundations chapter. Crazy, right? So we are going to do a little bit of concept review, talking all about the LE syllable. We're going to have a word of the day we're going to talk about. We're going to do some trick words, so make sure that your trick word paper is close by to you. And then we're going to talk about today's assignment after the video is over. Okay? Awesome, so let's go ahead and get started. I just put up the syllable types sheet over here just for like a really quick review. We have an open syllable where there's a vowel at the end. We have a closed syllable where there's a consonant at the end. R controlled where there is an R controlled vowel somewhere in the syllable, can be at the front, beginning, or the end. Double vowel or a D syllable, the vowels work together to say one sound, kind of like a digraph, but for vowels, not consonants. And that could be the beginning, middle, or end. And we are working on right now consonant LE syllables. So there are always 3 letters in a consonant LE syllable. E is always silent and always the last syllable in a word. Okay? Leaving this blank for now, we're going to go over the 2 big rules for an LE syllable. I want you to be my echo here. Okay? We are going to scoop these rules too, so we make sure that they really stay in our head. Are you ready to be my little echo? All right. Rule number 1. The E must always be silent. Rule number 1. The E must always be silent. Awesome. And rule number 2. The L must always be with a consonant buddy. Awesome, one more time. The L must always be with a consonant buddy. Awesome, amazing job. So what I mean by that is there always has to be a consonant before the LE in an LE syllable. And then that sound is going to end up like a blend. We talked about that a little bit in our last lesson. So like when we have PLE, we have a P, O, E is silent. P, O, P, O, pull. Like in the word maple. Okay? That was our quick little review. We have a word of the day today. Let's go ahead and erase this. I'm going to leave this up here because we are going to build this word together, and I want to make sure that you have the rules in your head while we do. All right. Word of the day is the word pebble. Pebble. Awesome. Like a very tiny rock. Little pebble. Let's tap it out together. P, E, B, B, O. P, E, B, B, O. Pebble, pebble. All right, let's do that first syllable really quick because it's closed and it's short, sweet. We know we got it. P, E, B. P, E, B. What are those 3 letters? P, E, B. Nice. P-E-B. P, E, B. And our last syllable in the word pebble is bull. B-U. And we know it's going to be an L-E. B-U. Awesome. It is a B-L-E. So take a look at rule number 2. The L must always be with a consonant buddy. That buddy is going to be right with the L-E. It's not going to leave. Okay? Cool beans? Awesome sauce. Let's mark this up. Pebble. We already said this is closed. Short sound, not a V. There we go. And over here, we said this is an L-E syllable. How do I mark up an L-E syllable? Ooh, tricky, right? How do I mark up an L-E syllable? Friend, all I have to do is cross out the E. That's it. How easy. I think L-E syllables are like my favorite to mark up. All you do is cross out the E, make sure the L-E is at the bottom, and that is it. Cool. Awesome. Let's go ahead and erase this. Let's go ahead with our trick word. So I'm going to reach over. Whoa. There we go. My eraser. I am going to get rid of this because we don't need it anymore. 3 new trick words. Boys and girls, these are our last trick words for the year. Very excited for them. So the first one is the word yawn. We're going to spell it out together 2 times. Make sure you have your trick word sheet in front of you so you can use the front or the back to go ahead and write these down. Yeah, here we go. Y, O, U, N, G. Yun. Let's do it one more time. Y, O, U, N, G. Yun. Awesome. Our next word is the word couple. So in these words, you're going to notice a pattern. We'll talk about it after I put all 3 words up. Couple. You got our L-E syllable here. Pull. C, O, U, P, L, E. Couple. And one more time together. C, O, U, P, L, E. Couple. Awesome. And our last trick word is the word trouble. Trouble. Let's go ahead. Be my echo. T, R, O, U, B, L, E. Nice. One more time. T, R, O, U, B, L, E. Awesome. So all of these words have the doubled vowel team OU. So we know OU can either say ow, like in the word trout, or it can say ooh in the word soup. Is this saying cowple? Yawn? Trouble? No. Is this saying soup? Couple? Yoon? Trouble? No, not that either. O-U, O-U, O-U. Po. Yeah, ch, or It's giving us like that short U sound here that we have in the word like cup. Crazy, right? I mean, that's why it's a trick word. Awesome. So your 3 new trick words are in your paper, or on your paper, not in your paper. And we are going to go ahead and talk about today's assignment. I know it's kind of a really quick Fundations lesson today. it's going to be like 11 or 12 minutes instead of our 15, 16, 17 usual minutes, but that's okay. Make sure if you are working from a packet, this has the 17 in the corner. We are going to be working on fiction and nonfiction text again, okay? So remember, let me get these magnets off. Fiction is a fantasy. I like to remember by fantasy and fiction both have an F at the start of it. So I know if I'm thinking of the word fantasy, I'm thinking of stories that are made up or probably not true. But then if I have the word non-fiction, I have the N and the F, so that kind of makes me think not fantasy. I'm sorry for my bad handwriting here. But you know what? It's okay. It doesn't really matter too much. All right, fiction starts with F, so does fantasy. Non-fiction starts with an N for not fantasy. Okay? Fiction are stories that are made up. Non-fiction are stories that are true or books that have a lot of facts in them, like our textbooks and the dictionary. Cool beans? Awesome sauce. Let's go ahead and read the directions of our paper. Read the description of each book. That's this big sentence. Color the F snowball if it is a fiction book. Color the NF snowball if it is a non-fiction book. Had it with these papers and their messed up directions. All right, so a book about a purple cow. Is that going to be a fantasy story or a not fantasy story? Is this a pretend story or a true story? A purple cow. If you're sitting there and you are kind of like maybe I was in 2nd grade and you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't know, Miss O'Neill. Maybe the cow went to the hairdresser and maybe the cow decided it was time to change up her look, so she decided to get some purple hair. You're absolutely probably right. That cow can do whatever it wants to do with its hair. But that's not how we're going to think for this paper. For a book about a purple cow, you just go into a farm and boom, purple cow. Fiction or nonfiction? Fantasy or not fantasy? That's going to be fantasy. Awesome. All right, number 2 says a book about how to play a bugle. How to play a bugle. Remember, bugle was the 2nd word from our reading race from our last lesson. I hope you're still working on those words. Bugle, remember, is a type of trumpet. It is a very, very high, loud trumpet. Okay? A book about how to play a bugle, how to play a musical instrument. Is that going to be fiction or not fiction? That's going to be nonfiction because that's like an instruction book. That book isn't telling me a story about the beautiful bugle who knew that he could sing the best song ever. No, it's a book about how to play the bugle. It's like a step-by-step direction book. So that's going to be a nonfiction. I'll leave the rest up to you to do because we're getting close to the 15 minutes that I told you that this video wasn't going to be. Sorry about that. And remember, over here you're going to write 2 fiction titles and 2 nonfiction titles. Okay, so you're going to think about maybe our textbooks, you're going to think about stories that you've read before, maybe stories we have done for read aloud, and you're going to put those down here. So, remember during But when we were still together for March, when it was Women's History Month, we were talking about Little Leaders, that big book that had a bunch of different cartoon versions of inventors and scientists and really, really smart women. That would be an example of a nonfiction book. Or when we read the Guardians of the Galaxy Go Trick-or-Treating book. Do you think that's going to be fantasy made up, or is that going to be non-fantasy? Yeah, that's probably going to be fantasy. Okay, so you can go ahead and use those two titles. If you're still watching the video, I'll just throw you a freebie out there. You can go ahead and use Little Leaders for nonfiction, my Marvel Trick-or-Treating Guardians of the Galaxy book for nonfiction, and I really want to go watch Guardians of the Galaxy now. I think that's what I'm going to do after I make sure that all of my schoolwork is done, because even though this is the last week of school, we still gotta push through. We got this. You got this. I love you a lot. I miss you a bunch. We're at 16 minutes. I'm so sorry. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.